First things first, welcome back to wrestling, Mr. Tyson. It's been a decade since you and I talked last. I don't know if you remember.
A decade?
A decade.
That's a long time ago.
Yes, 10 years to be exact.
Oh, is that what a decade is?
Yeah, we were in Times Square, and I walked up to you. I don't know if you remember, and we talked about the sport of wrestling for the first time you'd ever done that in an interview. Isn't that correct?
That's correct. And in fact, I think I was otherwise minding my own business, and then people are wrestling in the middle of Times Square, and I say, where did this come from? And so I definitely hung out for it, and so I made sure that I find out who it was. It was Beat the Streets. There's a whole organization, and so, because how often do you see wrestling anywhere, much less in the middle of Times Square?
You've been a champion of the sport ever since, and you know, you were at the 2016 NCAAs at Madison Square Garden.
Remember that? Yes.
And
I enjoyed that.
I love that you came back around the sport. You wrestled at Harvard. You wrestled in the Bronx. Why do you love the sport so much, and why are you a champion of it ever since then?
I think I love it because it's so hard. Too many people only do and love easy things. And if that's what you do in life, then you don't ascend. You don't grow. You don't outperform yourself. And you have no idea what your limits are. So I've always embraced wrestling. When I was undefeated in high school and when I had losing records in college, throughout, it was my favorite thing to do.
We look at this organization, Beat the Streets in New York City, and ever since that 10 years ago when we talked, it seems like you're a huge supporter of it. Why do you think you're such an advocate for Beat the Streets and the organization and what they do here in the 5 boroughs? I'm
an educator, so I embrace anything that can lift someone up from wherever they are to wherever they might want to land. And wrestling, as a competitive sport, as a sport that challenges the body and the mind, how could I not fully be behind it?
I recently saw a story that you told about Carl Sagan, and you went and visited at Cornell, and he talked to you. He took you. It was a snowstorm, and the guy went out of his way, and you were just some kid from the Bronx. You didn't even go to Cornell, right? You went to Harvard. Is that why you think you treat people the way you treat them?
It's why I treat students that way. I think I treat you that way just because I like to think I'm a nice guy. But students, if a student comes by my office and I'm busy doing something, I'm only slightly exaggerating when I say, Barack, I got to go. There's a student outside the door I got to talk to. So any student who's ascending the academic ladder, the academic stairway to heaven, if they seek, otherwise want my advice, my guidance, I'm there for them.
Do you think
the way Carl Sagan was there for me?
Do you think you'll continue to support the sport of wrestling how you have over the last decade?
As long as I can breathe, I'm going to be supporting wrestling.
All right.
Maybe even after I stop breathing.
What's next?
Next, I don't know. I'm an old tired man right now, so I just want to go to the Bahamas.
Retire?
No, probably not. But that's my possibly delusional mental state.
You stuck around for the last match. You got a car picking you up soon. Why stick around with the last match? You can miss your car. You can be stuck here, Midtown. Why stick around for the last match?
No, this is community here. Wrestlers are community. We don't care about each other's politics, about anything, other than we have a shared investment of our bodies and our minds and our spirits. And it's a bond that nothing can break.
So the car's going to wait for you is what you're telling me. You got anything else for me?
No, I think more people should do hard things rather than easy things. And if you fail, that's not bad, that's good. You figure out how to rise up from it. As I quoted Kennedy earlier this evening, no one had ever left Earth for a destination before. And he declared, why we go to the moon, we do these things not because they're easy, but because they're hard. And there's no greater measure of that than what goes on a wrestling mat.
Okay, I hope it doesn't take me another 10 years to catch up with you again, because I love talking to you and you always impart a lot of wisdom on me. I love that you love the sport that I love, and I hope you have a good time. Catch the car tonight.
I will.
And I appreciate you. All right.
Give me an air handshake right there.
All right.